President Donald Trump is once again trying to reopen direct diplomacy with North Korean leader Kim Jong Un, raising the possibility of another Trump-Kim summit. Trump said on August 17th that Kim had responded to his recent diplomatic overtures, although details of the response were not publicly disclosed. The timing is significant. Washington is also adjusting aspects of its military posture on the Korean Peninsula, while continuing to maintain its security commitment to South Korea. That creates a major question. Can Trump turn personal diplomacy with Kim Jong Un into a genuine nuclear agreement? Why a nuclear deal is so difficult. Trump and Kim have already met several times at the highest level. The 2018 Singapore summit created expectations that Washington and Pyongyang could eventually reach an agreement on North Korea's nuclear program. However, the 2019 Hanoi summit ended without a major agreement. Since then, North Korea's nuclear and missile capabilities have continued to develop, making negotiations even more complicated. What Washington wants. The traditional American objective has been the denuclearization of North Korea. Washington would ideally want North Korea to dismantle or significantly restrict its nuclear weapons, missile capabilities, and production infrastructure, in exchange for security guarantees and other diplomatic or economic benefits. What Kim Jong Un wants. For Pyongyang, nuclear weapons are much more than negotiating chips. North Korea considers its nuclear capability an important guarantee of regime survival and national security. That makes complete denuclearization extremely difficult to achieve. South Korea is watching carefully. South Korea has an obvious interest in renewed diplomacy between Washington and Pyongyang. A successful dialogue could reduce the risk of military confrontation and potentially create a new diplomatic opening on the Korean Peninsula. But Seoul also has concerns. South Korea depends heavily on its alliance with the United States for deterrence against North Korea. Any reduction in military exercises or changes in America's military posture therefore raises questions about readiness and alliance credibility. China and Russia change the equation. Another major complication is North Korea's relationship with China and Russia. Pyongyang has strengthened its diplomatic and strategic relationships with both countries. This gives Kim Jong Un more room to maneuver if negotiations with Washington fail. China remains extremely important to North Korea economically and strategically, while Russia has developed a closer relationship with Pyongyang. For Washington, this means the North Korean nuclear issue is no longer simply a bilateral U.S.-North Korea problem. Such an agreement would not be the same as complete denuclearization. However, even limited restrictions could potentially reduce the immediate risk of conflict.